What makes a camera truly valuable? Is it the sensor, the lens, the megapixels, the brand? Maybe. But after using the Sony RX1R III, I started thinking about camera value in a different way. Not just as a spec sheet, but as a formula. Value equal IQ times carry squared divided by size. This is my camera value formula. IQ means image quality, how beautiful the image looks, how much detail it captures, how much depth, color, and atmosphere it gives you. CARRY means how often you actually bring the camera with you, and I made it squares because carrying the camera is not just important, it is everything. And size is the friction. The bigger and heavier the camera becomes, the more excuse you make to leave it at home. Most camera reviews focus on performance, more megapixels, better autofocus, more dynamic range, better video specs, more lenses, more options. And yes, all of that matters. But there is one problem. The best camera in the world has zero value if it is sitting at home. A camera can be technically amazing, but if it feels too big, too heavy, or too serious to carry every day, it slowly becomes a special occasion tool, not an everyday creative tool. The RX1R3 feels different because it combines two things that usually do not go together. A serious full-frame image and a body that you actually want to carry. This camera has a high-resolution full-frame sensor, a fixed-size 35mm f2 lens, and Sony's modern processing and autofocus technology. But the important part is not only what is inside. The important part is that all of this is inside a compact body. That changes the equation. It makes high image quality feel casual. It makes full frame feel portable. It makes serious photography feel everyday. Let's start with IQ, image quality. This is the part that makes the RX1R3 exciting. The files have detail. The lens has character. The 35mm field of view feels natural for daily life. Not too wide, not too tight. Street, travel, family, cafes, objects, small moments. 35mm is not perfect for everything, but it is usual for almost everything. And because the lens is fixed, the camera feels focused. No lens choice, no hesitation, no which setup should I bring today. Just one camera, one lens, one decision. Now, the most important part, carry squared. I made it squared because carrying a camera creates opportunities. If you carry the camera once, you might take one good photo. But if you carry it every day, your chance multiply. You start noticing light. You start noticing color. You start noticing small things that you would normally ignore. Photography is not only about having the best camera. It is about being ready when something happens. A beautiful shadows on the street. A quiet moment at a cafe. A sunset through a train window. A random scene that disappears in 5 seconds. If the camera is not with you, that shot doesn't exist. That is why CARRY is squared. Then there is size. Size is not just physical. Size is mental. A big camera can feel like a commitment. A big lens can feel like a plan. A heavy bag can make you think, maybe I do not need it today. And that Small hesitation is dangerous because hesitation kills photos. The RX1R3 is not cheap. It is not perfect. It is not the most versatile camera, but it removes a lot of friction, and that matters more than people think. A smaller camera can make you shoot more, and shooting more is how you get better photos. So, who is this camera for? I don't think the RX1R3 is for everyone. If you need zoom, this is not your camera. If you need the best video features, this may not be your camera. If you want maximum flexibility and interchangeable lens, camera makes more sense. But if you want full frame image quality in a camera, you can actually carry every day. If you want one camera that makes you stop thinking about gear and start looking at the world. If you want something small enough to bring, but powerful enough to make the photos feel special, then the RX1R3 starts to make sense. Not as a spec monster, but as a daily full-frame camera. In the end, this is why I like this formula. Value equal IQ times carry squared divided by size. Because a camera's value is not just measured by what it can do. It is measured by how often it helps you create. The RX1R3 is not about replacing every camera. It is about making full-frame photography easier to bring into everyday life. And maybe that is the real luxury. Not owning the biggest camera, not owning the most complicated system, but having a camera that makes you want to shoot more. A camera that is with you when the moment happens. That, to me, is real camera value. Sony RX1R3 full frame every day. Value equals IQ times carry squared divided size. Thanks for watching.